I've been thinking about gifts. I've been having lots of conversations about the gifts customers value. They run the gamut from gift cards and fancy bottles of wine to gifts for sporting events. I'm going to bet that over the years you've received many gifts from many people. So, my question for you is which ones have you remembered? The research shows that experiences are way more memorable than stuff. I'm going to bet the gifts you remembered are the ones that have experiences attached to them. For example, gifts to a ball game. Yes, that is a thing, and it's also an experience. I'll bet that if you've gotten a gift to a ball game, you remember lots of details about that gift. If you received a nice bottle, an expensive bottle of wine over 3 years ago, or even 3 weeks ago, you're going to be hard pressed to remember much about it. I know I remember almost all the experience gifts I've gotten, and I can't remember many of the old-fashioned gifts that have come my way. How about you? Which ones can you remember? But there is an exception here. When you get a gift of a thing and it's attached to an experience, that thing will bring back the memories of the experience. So if you do both together, you might be getting a better result. So let's think about vacations for a second. I'm going to bet you remember vacations that had experiences attached to them. I'll also bet remembering vacations where you just sat on the beach were not very memorable. We want to make sure any gift we do a client or a customer is memorable. The best way I know how to do this is through experiences, especially the ones I do with our customers. Those are always the most memorable. So here's something I want you to do. I want you to read the book, The Experience Economy. James Gilmore and Joe Pine wrote the book on the experience economy last century. It's a book you need to read, and you can still find it on Amazon. When the book first came out, no one had thought about experiences as being powerful marketing methods. I would love for you to read the book and let me know what you think. So I want you to think about how you can build experiences into your customer journey. This is my challenge for you. I want you to think about how you can create memorable experiences you can have with your customers. A customer appreciation dinner is not it. A picnic is not it unless you can find a memorable spot. An experience that's memorable is something you can do that is a bit out of the ordinary. It doesn't have to be way out of the ordinary, just a little bit. So I'm curious about what you come up with. Why don't you think about this for a bit and let me know what you're thinking? So now let's take a little switch and let's think about our team members. Do you have experiences that are memorable for your team? So I want to tell you about a story about how I started the most memorable thing I ever did in my food service company. It all started when I was walking through my office and my controller stopped me and told me to congratulate her. So I said, okay, what am I congratulating you for? She said, well, it's my anniversary. I said, oh, that's really cool. How long have you been married for? And she said, no, you dope, it's my anniversary here. So I went around the office and I asked everyone I ran into, what day did you start? And you know something? They all remembered the day they started. Now, I thought about this for a few weeks. I said, there's something here. Maybe I should start thinking about recognizing people when they have their anniversary. And I decided not only to recognize people privately, but we started doing quarterly all-hands meetings where we recognized people who had an anniversary over the last quarter. They got a $10 for every year they've been with the company, up to $100. We had pins made, for 1, 5, 10, 15, and some even 25-year-old people who worked with us. And we had a certificate made. Now, at the meeting, I would tie in our company values to something that they did good over the last year. And the cool thing was about that, this was the first time a lot of the folks in our company ever had any public recognition. And I knew it worked when I was wandering around the company one day, and I happened to be back in our shop where our mechanics were. Now, our mechanics mostly were pretty crusty folks, mostly came off the Air Force Base, and they were military top to bottom. And in every single one of their workplaces, they all had hung and framed their certificate of appreciation for the last year. Now, that proved to me that this was an experience that was something that was worthwhile and something that got positive attention from our folks. So the point of this story is to let you see how a simple experience can change the trajectory your team has with your company. It only took a little bit of my time and it came about through experimentation. So here's what I would love to see you do. Start by having clear values with clarifying statements. That was the basis of our employee appreciation program. Hold team appreciation meetings a few times a year, and when you do so, make sure you recognize and talk about the people and what they did that was good over the last year. Now, if every once in a while, you're going to find that you are having a really hard time coming up with thinking about something to say nice about that person. If you do, start questioning whether they should be in your company in the first place. I did, and it was a really powerful method for me to figure out whether I had the right people on the bus or not. So make sure you tie in nice things about your team members with the corporate values. It gives you a chance to talk about what's important in your company. So when you do this, you'll be moving from a company with a paycheck to a company where you show that you know your people and what's important to them. So I would love to have a conversation with you about effective appreciation programs. Just contact me at jpatrick@stage2planning.com and we'll set up a time to talk. In the meantime, if you're not ready to talk, download our free infographic on the Stage 2 innovation model. It's a strategy we've used for years to create innovative thoughts in the companies I've been involved with. And while you're at it, scroll down and let me know what you think about having an appreciation program in your company. Hey, this is Josh Patrick. You're at The Sustainable Business. Thanks a lot by stopping by. I hope to see you back here really soon.